What's up, concert addicts? Johnny Kinsvater here with Concert Addiction with some shitty tour news. We had some shitty tour news earlier this week from the rock world. We talked about High on Fire having to cancel their entire tour because of some medical issues. Now we're getting the same kind of story from the country world, except it's not as bad. Old Dominion has announced that they are going to have to postpone the first 3 dates of their Make It Sweet tour. Which does suck, but at least they're postponing it and not just canceling, which means the fans will still get to see Old Dominion. They'll just have to change their schedule around. The first 3 shows on the tour, I believe, are the ones that are being postponed, and that was February 14th, 15th, and 16th. They were set to play in Ontario, Cedar Rapids, and Fort Wayne. Those shows have all have new dates now. The Ontario one has been rescheduled for June 13th, Cedar Rapids March 31st, and Fort Wayne is going to be May 2nd. So it looks like they just kind of squeezed in these makeup dates wherever they had room, because they do have a pretty busy year ahead of them. There's at least 2 legs of this Make It Sweet tour, and they're touring with some pretty big supporting acts. They have Morgan Evans, Jordan Davis, and Mitchell Tenpenny on various dates. Some dates you get all 3 of them, some dates you only get 2. These dates were just supposed to have Jordan Davis and Morgan Evans, but Morgan Evans will not be able to make the makeup dates, so he has been replaced with Mitchell Tenpenny for these runs, and or for these shows rather, and that's a solid choice. Like I said, they're both on the bill for the tour, just not for these specific shows, so they're just swapping them out, and that works out great. I'm just glad that they were able to postpone these shows. Matthew Ramsey is having to have some surgery, which could have put him out for an entire tour, or maybe even longer. We never know what happens. We've had situations like last year with Huey Lewis, where he had to indefinitely retire, and just last week, or just this week, I just talked about with High on Fire, where they had to cancel the entire tour. I have a statement from Matthew Ramsey going into more specifics, kind of ish, just a statement on the ordeal. It says, unfortunately, the truth is that I've been playing with an injury for some time now. You may have noticed less pictures being posted of me flying through the air recently. Unfortunately, the only way I can get back to the old me is to fix some things surgically. I want to be able to put on the best show I possibly can for you all, and in order to do that, I've got to take care of myself. Thank you all in advance for understanding, and I look forward to making a full recovery so that we all rock together. See you soon. And it's a pretty solid statement. I mean, there's not really anything else he can say. The actions is what's important here. The fact that they didn't just scrap these dates altogether is very impressive. And Old Dominion is a kind of in-demand band at the time, and they have been for a little bit now. I remember when they first debuted, we saw them opening up for the Kenny Chesney, Jason Aldean Stadium Tour. They didn't even have any songs on the radio yet. They were literally playing as people were coming in to sit down. Nobody was paying attention to them. And then you flash forward 2 years later, and they're touring on their own and playing some big venues on this, like Red Rocks. The dates, like I said, there's 2 separate legs of the tour, because this one was supposed to kick off in February. They're not coming to my area until September, and they're not touring all the way through that I'm aware of. They're playing separate. They're going to play a run and then take a break. They play another run, like a lot of bands do. The big thing here, though, to me, is just that the dude gets better because, like I said, they are a popular band, and that stems from the fact of how good of a live show they put on, because their music's hit or miss. They have quite a few #1 songs, but they kind of go back and forth on whether or not people actually like the songs. Sometimes they'll have another. They've had pretty consistent #1s, but just because your song is #1 doesn't mean that it's good. That's all I'm trying to say. I'm a fan of their music, but I read comments online all the time because I find entertainment in that. So they do have some haters out there. So the only reason, really, that they can be as successful as a touring band is not because of their music, but because of how good of a live show they put on. They had 1 song on the radio at one point in time, and they sold out every time they came through my area. For like a solid year, they hadn't been making many moves, but they sold out every time that I had a chance to see them. And that is because they put on an awesome live show, and part of that is the charisma from their lead singer, Matthew Ramsey. So if he can't bring that fully, then he shouldn't he shouldn't try to perform at all, and he knows that he's waiting so that he can give the fans a show that they deserve, and that's honorable. And so I hope the dude gets better. Hopefully the injury's not too severe. There wasn't a whole lot of details on it, but you never know with the leg. It could be something minor that's just bugging him, or it could be something that if he doesn't get it fixed, could cause long-term damage. So there we go. Old Dominion has postponed their shows in Ontario, Cedar Rapids, and Fort Wayne. I'll put a link in the description where you can find out the ticket information if you need a refund or any of that. I'm not sure if they're doing refunds or if they're just honoring the tickets. I think they should just honor the tickets, but sometimes, even when they reschedule, they still offer refunds just in case people have plans or whatever. So yeah, that'll do it for that. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like the video if you liked it. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell. Check out my Facebook page and my website, facebook.com/concertaddiction and concertaddiction.com. Never miss anything going on in the world of live music. Got one more video to shoot tonight, and then I'm done for the week, probably. We'll see what happens tomorrow. But until then, thanks for watching.